Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with another video. It may seem like a rant, but it's something I honestly have to say and address because this is an issue that's been growing for the past few years, I've noticed, and it's really getting out of hand. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that so many people have to like self-quarantine or just stay distanced because of the corona thing, but there's been a major rise on a whole bunch of people just going out of their way to literally just try to ruin somebody else's work or progress. And let me give you this fair warning right here. I'm going to be as real as possible about some things, so I will have some language in this video. So that's a warning just to get out if you don't like language. Just thank you for even checking the video out. But honestly, what in the actual fuck is people thinking? Because let's be 100% clear. It is not wrong to give criticism. It is not wrong to say, hey, I don't like how this thing is, or I don't necessarily like your work. It's how you present it that's the issue. And that's the thing. I've been hit with that one before. There's others that's been hit with it before. And it's just ridiculous. It's not just stuff that I've experienced with Kamihime Project or even L-Sword, because there were some very bad parts of both of those communities, to be quite honest. It was just a whole bunch of stuff with elitism and people just thinking that, oh, hey, I've done so much more than you. I am so much better. Who gives a shit? Who truly gives a shit? I play games just to have fun. I don't go out my way to be like 100% top dog. I've got to beat the crap out of everybody on a game that doesn't even pay you or doesn't even matter. So who the fuck cares? But also is the simple fact that some literally try to go out of their way to ruin someone else thanks to it. And I've literally seen proof of that too. Something that I'm actually looking into a little bit, because it's like, who the hell wants to deal with that? But then I'm seeing other stuff too. There's been plenty of videos I've seen where there's a whole bunch of people going off on Twitter, thanks to a YouTuber called Hero Hey. I forgot his name, but he does videos on that type of stuff, and he's pointing out how all these people are just going out of their way to try and shut down a whole bunch of different artists. There's quite a few of them I actually like. And then I'm seeing other stuff where it's like first of all, they're having criticism about people in another fucking country. You have nothing to do with them. And then second is the simple fact that it's like, maybe you don't like their work. Maybe you don't like what they're doing. Maybe you don't like something they haven't said or did. That's all fine. That's good. Everybody has their opinions. But you don't have to go out your way to pretty much just sit up and send death threats or try to DDoS somebody or all this other bullshit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then on top of that, there's something that recently happened with a mod called Critical Mix for Kingdom Hearts 1. And there's somebody that goes by the name of Zendra. I've seen videos of the mod. I've even responded to some of Zendra's comments and whatnot too, because personally, I don't like how master difficulty was on there. But I never went so far as to sit up and do the stuff that they did to her. They doxed her. They sent her death threats. There's been like, it's a mess, really. And to be quite honest, that's one thing I honestly do not like about the Kingdom Hearts community or fandom. I'm not saying it's the whole community, but there are a few of them that really go far. There's some that literally try to shit on you because, oh, you're doing things one way and they don't like it. That's not the point. What you should be doing is possibly giving some feedback to help them. Maybe just not even worry about it because you have to play your own game and they aren't you. And then it's like, and see, that's the thing. Part of I partially feel responsible for that one because it seemed like it really escalated after I made a comment, but I don't know that for sure. But at the same time, I'm still not going to take responsibility for something that somebody else did either, because of the fact that I didn't go out my way to do that. I just simply said, hey, I don't like how some of these things are. Maybe you could do some of these suggestions or whatnot. I did get into a little bit of an argument with Zindra, but I just dropped it after a while because it's not worth it. I simply just decided, okay, I'm just not going to play the mod, because of the simple fact that I was indeed playing the mod a little bit. I didn't do any videos or recordings of it, but I was playing the mod a little bit. I didn't like how master difficulty was, and I've already gone through on critical. That's pretty good. And that's the thing, the mod itself is not bad. There's some things I just didn't like about it, but some people really just couldn't get that in their heads, and they went out of their way to just try to ruin somebody else's life. Not to mention, sending death threats is illegal. And I'm not even kidding on this one. If someone goes out of their way to do that stuff to me, like dox me or send me death threats, I'm coming after them through legal matters, because that is against the fucking law. And if somebody really does try to come down and meet me face to face about that type of stuff, literally trying to attack me, best believe I am defending myself. Because that is something you just cannot ignore. That is something where you really cross the line. It is not to the point where somebody has to go and try to kill someone else over. But believe me, if I get involved in any sort of mess with that, there are going to be police involvement. You are doing cyberbullying, which is a crime. You're doxing somebody, which is also another crime, because that is technically a way of hacking. Sending any sort of death threat is also a crime. And literally trying to deliver on it is also a crime. And it's just fucking ridiculous. But that's the thing. It's like, I'm seeing so many more incidents of that, and it's just ridiculous. It is so fucking screwed up. And it's like, what in the actual fuck are people thinking? What the hell really goes through their mind to go that far? And that's the whole thing. It's like, no matter what you don't like, you just don't go that far. There are times where somebody does need to learn how to take criticism, but there are also times where people need to learn to give it as well. Doing that type of stuff is not giving criticism. It is being a fucking asshole, and that is ridiculous. It is utterly just, it is inhumane. It is disgusting as hell. You need to go rethink your line of thinking. Possibly even get some help. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that one. It's just no. It is just no. But, quite frankly, as sad as it sounds, it's probably something that, on a general level, is just not going to end. I'm not trying to sound like I have no hope in it ending or anything like that. It's just a case of people need to learn to fix themselves before they try to fix others. That's all I really can say about that. And there's a lot of different things that goes on in the country, and even other countries as well. There's been the whole police brutality incident going on throughout the United States, and quite frankly, when it was just protests, that was fine. But there are people literally going out doing riots and whatnot, and that's going too far. There's people that, again, the whole Twitter thing, they literally go out of their way to make multiple accounts to try and shut somebody down. What does that have to do with you? You don't like their work, then don't bother. And then it's like, again, the whole death threats and doxing and all sorts of, like, what the actual fuck? How does that help you? How does it help anybody else? Because you went out of your way to do that to somebody, now they may or may not even be working on the mod anymore. Not to mention, it's a fucking mod. It's not the actual game. So, it's already something that shouldn't even be really taken that seriously. But at the same time, it's like, now you just ruin things for other people. Good fucking job. What the hell was your plan there? And this is ridiculous. You can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm actually kind of pissed about that one, because it's just, why? Maybe things could have gotten better. Maybe they would have take some things that was said into, like, consideration, like, okay, maybe I do need to do this, or maybe I do need to do that. That might be out the fucking window now. It's like, what the hell is wrong with, like, granted, it is not everybody that does that. And for the people who don't go that far, for the people who just either A, ignore the whole thing, or B, try to be nice about things, I applaud you people. Those are the people that you want to try to be. Those are the people you want to try and get criticism from. Those are the people where they're not going to cause any issues. But the ones that do cause the issues, just fucking stop. You're not helping. You're not fixing anything. You're making it worse. And that's what I really have to say. Because, honestly, even me as a growing YouTuber, I eventually had to, like, that's something I had to take into consideration. Would somebody try to go out their way to do that stuff to me? And, honestly, on one hand, it could be a scary thought. Because there's people I don't want involved in this mess, and they could just flat out get involved in that. But on the other hand, too, it's like, again, I'm not gonna claim that I'm the best person either. At the same time, neither are they if they really want to go that far. And it's ridiculous. Oh boy, it's just wow, what the fuck. And people have done that in multiple cases. It's like, it's not just games, they've done it with anime, they've done it with art, they've done it with political issues, and it's just why? Just why? Especially since the whole corona thing, we don't need this type of crap right now. We have a virus that has wiped out a good chunk of the population, a noticeable chunk. We need to be focusing our efforts on that, if anything. If you can help, then that's fine. If you can't help, then at least just do your part by not trying to escalate minor situations. I mean, granted, on one thing, it's like the police brutality things is like, they're really fucked up, because no cop should really go out of their way to just sit up and just flat out say, okay, I had to shoot somebody to fix the problem. And I'm not saying all cops are bad either, but that's just how that is. It's like, sometimes they will have to defend themselves, and sometimes people do go really, really fucking far. And then it's like, on the other hand, there's the people that, okay, you don't like how some things are done, fine. Just don't go out your way to try and ruin other people's lives, or try to go destroy shit, or just be an asshole, basically. And that's how it really is, too. I've even noticed that stuff with a few things, the Me Too movement, or the social justice warriors, PETA. There's been a lot of different cases of that. It's where some people might have actually had a legitimate concern, but then things went too far. And maybe they took it too far, maybe others took it too far instead of them. Who knows? But it clearly something went wrong. Like, that's the thing. Nobody really should be doing anything that's just fucking despicable. Fucking disgusting. You shouldn't be doing anything like animal abuse. Everybody should be treated equally and fairly. It doesn't matter what race or gender you are. Everybody should be given a chance to do what they need to do. Or do what they want to do. As long as it's not trying to be basically something like considered evil, or just being a dick. It's just, I don't know, like, I don't know why people go that far. And, quite frankly, I don't think I ever will. But, myself, I'm not going to go that far. I try not to. And I will even tell other people not to do that type of stuff. No one needs that. No one needs that. It doesn't help. It makes things worse. You'll ruin things for other people. And quite frankly, hey, guess what? You didn't like something and you think you're making it better by shutting down somebody else that much. That just makes you look worse. If anything. That tends to give people more notoriety when their work is so completely blasted like that. Because then all these people notice how fucked up it is and then start supporting them more. If anything, you're counterproductive to what the hell you just tried to do. It's like, why are you trying to take someone down and it just made them stronger? It's like, no, just leave well enough alone. Say your little spiel or whatever, like, okay, I don't like this, I don't like that, or whatever, and just move the fuck on. Simple as that. And speaking of moving on, that's all I really have to say about this video. Honestly, it is pretty sad what happened to Zendra. It is sad what happened to a lot of those different Twitter artists. No one needs to go through that type of stuff. No one. Period. And it's just totally fucked up. It really is. And my condolences. I've said it on the video that I've seen it. Honestly, if I do come across Zendra, I want to say that to them in person. Well, not in person, but you get what I mean. Like through a comment or something like that. Directed towards them. I would even send my support too. It's just, things don't need to go that far. They never do. And it's really fucked up. And then the one thing that people really need to keep in mind about when they give their criticism and their types of mindset, it's like, don't shut off everything that someone says. Don't try to make yourself seem better by making them seem worse. Just think about everything. We all have brains. We are all given the capacity to use them, at least to certain extents. No offense to anybody that actually is mentally retarded or anything, but even they can think it to a certain extent as well. And who knows, maybe they aren't able to say things that they're meant to say or wanted to say. And even with people that have a normal functioning brain as well, it's the same case. It's like, sometimes you say stuff you don't mean or say things you just can't explain. But try your best to just don't be a dick. Simple as that. No one likes that. And again, all I can really say, at least on my end, is that I hope that things do get better. And again, my condolences. No one needs to go through that stuff. Period, point blank. Anybody that's watching this, I hope you did stick around to this point, because this is something that does need to be shared. It does need to be known. It is stuff that really needs to stop. And quite frankly, I honestly don't even care if my channel gets taken down over this type of stuff or anything, because I really do say what's on my mind quite a bit. But it's a case of like, it's not hurting me. It really isn't. It's like, you're hurting other people, not me. So it's like, why are you even trying to go that far if you actually do, like, don't like what I say or like what I do? And it's the same case with others as well. People that like someone's artwork, well, they may or may not see it now because their Twitter got shut down. They may have lost all sort of hope or anything. Someone that, say like Zendra, did a mod over something, now it may not even have any progress. You just ruin things for other people when you do stuff like that, and it's just sad, it's pathetic, it is fucked up, it is just all sorts of wrong. That's all I really have to say about that. But anyways, sorry about ranting like this, but it really is stuff that I see a lot, and this just gets on my nerves. It's stuff I do have to put out there. But anyways, that's all for now. I'll be making other videos of stuff that I normally do, like Kami Hime Project and all that. But anyways, I have nothing more to say on this subject. So, again, just try to be a decent person. that's all I got to say. And if you already are trying to, then thank you. Continue to do so. If for those that aren't, please fix yourself before you try to fix others. That's being a hypocrite, and nobody likes it. But that's all for now, guys. And I'll have more videos at some point. But anyways, take care.